Welcome to CVR English. This is Naresh Kumar. Let's watch the general news. Addressing the 10th CII India-LAC Business Conclave, External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar outlined the many challenges faced in developing countries. In today's volatile and uncertain global environment, he noted that the long-term effects of the COVID pandemic have severely impacted these nations, adding to the strain caused by the Ukraine conflict, which has disrupted food, fuel and fertilizer security. Dr. S. Jaishankar emphasized the high costs of borrowing for developing nations and pointed out that the urgent need to be risk the global economy from over-reliance on any single geography. He also stressed the importance of building reliable and resilient supply chains to better withstand future global rises. His remarks underscore the complex economic landscape that must be navigated through new forms of international cooperation.
Before we look at the potential of India-Latin America-Caribbean cooperation, a few words about the global economic scenario would be in order. The fact is that we are passing through an uncertain and volatile period where the accumulated stresses of the past and the impending challenges of the future make a very potent combination. We are all developing countries and therefore among those most impacted by the long-term consequences of the COVID pandemic. Indeed, the catastrophic impact of that event is hard to overstate. It has set back realization of SDG targets very considerably. On top of that, the implications of the Ukraine conflict for food, fuel and fertilizer security have been additional stress points. Even otherwise, the global economy was witnessing pressures of unviable debt, deteriorating terms of trade and hard currency shortages. The cost of borrowing, particularly for developing countries, has been exorbitant. This challenging backdrop is the reality that we must recognize as we explore new forms of cooperation. The economic lessons from these happenings are also something that we need to take into account. Clearly, there is a need to de-risk the global economy from the dangers of over-concentration in any single geography. But we also need to build reliable and resilient supply chains. At the same time, because we have now moved decisively, irrevocably into the digital era, we need to ensure trust and transparency. Before we look at the potential of India-Latin America-Caribbean cooperation, a few words about the global economic scenario would be in order. The fact is that we are passing through an uncertain and volatile period where the accumulated stresses of the past and the impending challenges of the future make a very potent combination. We are all developing countries